but still, it's a great visual cue to show you just how much ice exists in the Athabasca Valley. Is anyone here afraid of heights at all? Alright, well I still want you to look down, sir, so I'm actually going to give you some advice on how to get over your fear of heights today. See, what you want to do is once you get to the glass floor, do not look down immediately, okay? That's just going to freak you out. What you want to do is focus across the mountain or across the valley. You're going to see Mount Kitchener, okay? Focus on Mount Kitchener and walk across the glass floor. Just focus on that mountain, and once you're about halfway through the glass floor, that's when you can look down, because at that point, you'll have nowhere to run, okay? Acting like a prism actually separates the entire color spectrum. It separates the long wave hues from the short wave hues. So your long wave hues, like your reds, your oranges, your greens, your yellows, they are shot down beneath the valley, never to be seen again. But your short wave hues, on the other hand, like your blues and your violets, they are refracted back into your eyes. That is why our ice looks blue in color. Now I mentioned that this glacier used to be a lot taller. It used to be as tall as our lateral moraine, and our lateral moraines up here above the moraine, 250 meters taller than it is right now. Not only that, but it used to be 3.2 kilometers longer, going all the way to where you see the Discovery Center over there. That's where the tail of the glacier used to rest in 1843, all the way down there. But it started to melt in 1844 alongside of all of the other glaciers in this area, and that was due to the natural heating and cooling cycles here on planet Earth. You see, we're no longer in an ice age, or at least we're at the tail end of what it was known as the Wisconsin Ice Age. So these glaciers were bound to melt eventually. The globe was heating up. And that's exactly what they did. They started to melt at a natural, steady rate. You see, when a glacier melts naturally, what happens is it moves back and pushes forward a little bit. Then it moves back some more and pushes forward a little bit. Kind of like waves crashing on an ocean or on a beach. That is how glaciers are supposed to recede. But unfortunately, our glaciers haven't moved forward for about 60 years. In fact, we've reported that the glaciers seem to have picked up their pace, their recessional rate, in the year 1884, about 40 years after it began to melt. Now, glaciologists attribute this rapid melting of the glacier. They think it's all too convenient that this happened around the Industrial Revolution. So that's what we attribute the melting of the glaciers to, the Industrial Revolution, the industrialization. For those of you who don't know, that's when humans got their hands on fossil fuels like coal. We would burn coal to generate steam, to power steam-powered locomotives, steam-powered engines. And it was an amazing feat of human engineering. It's what got us to where we are today. But unfortunately, they found out a little too late that if you burn these fossil fuels, you create something known as a greenhouse gas, which goes into the greenhouse gas effect. So the greenhouse gases like CO2 and methane gas that are made by these fossil fuels being burned, they get put into the atmosphere, and in the past 120 years, it seems that they warmed by 1 degree Celsius. Now, 1 degree Celsius does not seem like a lot, especially when we're talking about a span of 120 years. But keep in mind, these glaciers were already naturally receding. It's not that they made the glaciers would never naturally grow again, as they were supposed to while they were seeded as Lake Athabasca. Now, again, it's not fun to talk about these things, but I wouldn't tell you the scary stuff if I didn't have some hope to give. So good news. So, do not worry, my tour is mostly uphill from here, okay? Because there is always hope. You have to keep hope. As soon as we lose all hope, that is when we lose the Athabasca Glacier. Now, I can imagine you guys are thinking to yourselves, Colby, aren't you a bit of a hypocrite? You just spent 10 minutes talking about climate change and global warming and fossil fuels, yet you drive a giant diesel bus on a glacier. And yeah, it's a little hypocritical what we do out here. We like to think that teaching you guys outweighs the bad that we're doing, but that doesn't change the fact that the exhaust of this bus is letting out CO2.
Ice field. So it has a thickness around 200 to 300 meters of thickness. So all the water from these glacier ends up only towards the Discovery Center and towards the staff accommodation. Don't worry guys, these are treated water. You guys are safe. And if you guys look straight up ahead, can you see a yellow car at the Discovery Center? So that's our Bumble Deer. So earlier we used to climb the glacier with that yellow car out there. So later on they just upgrade to the Ice Explorers. So it doesn't have tires, instead of tires it has tracks. On your left side you can see the beautiful Athabasca Glacier. But you know the people, you can see the people from underneath, they are hiking towards the glacier, but highly we don't recommend those because there are holes and hollows, only we guys know. You can climb still the small height. You can climb till the small hill, but not towards the glaciers. But you know, the people just don't care and they start climbing.
Hello.
Yep.
Server.